There's no doubt, Prime Minister Modi is a man who cares deeply about the environment, and that is why he came on this journey with me, and our conversations all the way through it. You can see it's something close to his heart. He actually spent time in the jungle as a younger man, and actually I was surprised of how comfortable he was out there and how calm he was as well. And, I really just hope ultimately that the actions follow. Together we've got to do all we can to protect our environment and promote conservation and look after our world. Well, it's interesting. I think it's, often you just see politicians behind a podium in a suit looking smart. But the wild is a great leveler. It doesn't care who you are. It rewards commitment and courage, and you've got to work together. And we actually got hit by some really big storms and torrential rain whilst we were there. Even just the off-camera journey for his Secret Service and his team to reach us. They were in little boats and on this river, and there was flooding, and our team that were filming there was saying everyone was really on edge, but the Prime Minister was just very calm. And I think I saw that throughout our journey. Whatever we were doing, he was actually very, very sort of at one, and that was that was cool to see, because you never know really what someone's like until you're in a crisis. But it was good to be reminded that as a world leader, Prime Minister Modi is calm in a crisis. That's a good quality. The Prime Minister is a vegetarian, so there was going to be no eating of kind of grubs or anything like that. But of course, in the wild, you can survive very well off berries and roots and plants. And, certainly the Prime Minister spent quite a lot of his younger years in the wild. So actually, he was very comfortable with that. Been a massive fan of India for many years, since I first went to the country aged 18, so for me to be able to go back and take such an iconic global leader, like Prime Minister Modi on an adventure into the wild was a real privilege, so I hope people really enjoy this show. Well, I had the huge privilege of taking President Obama on a trip to Alaska a few years ago to show him the effects close up of climate change. So, but what was similar was that they are there for the same purpose, which is driving this message of we have to protect the environment. We've got to really back big conservation projects, and we've got to look after our world, And for me, it's really heartening when you see such powerful men like President Obama and Prime Minister Modi stand up and say, together we've got to do this, together we have the power to do this. And especially India, that is now, it's almost the largest country in the world, the biggest democracy on the planet, and such a strong spirit always in India that people want to do the right thing.